seen other moms get up there who couldn't share. And once they do it, they're like, we need to do this, because it becomes the goal just to get the awareness out there.
In tonight's Big Story Breakdown, a closer look at the fentanyl crisis in Oklahoma. The Dallas Field Division DEA hosting a summit in Oklahoma City today, highlighting their efforts to combat fentanyl in our community.
Fox 25's Grant Palmer was there and tells us how family members of some victims are taking this moment to share their story.
Two women today told us about loved ones' lives that were tragically taken away from them due to fentanyl. And because of those tragedies, they've made it their mission to educate and empower as many people as they can.
This sugar packet alone can be made into 500 pills that contain a lethal dose of fentanyl.
It doesn't take much fentanyl to end lives and destroy families. Rebecca Brown says she didn't know much about fentanyl before her 18-year-old son accidentally overdosed in 2021.
He took what he thought was a Percocet, and it had enough fentanyl to kill 3 average-sized adults. That happened in 21. Obviously devastating to our family, to myself. I never thought I would lose a child.
Meanwhile, Shelby Salazar says her brother was killed from an Oxycontin pill he took that he didn't know was laced with fentanyl.
He took a pill the size of his pinky, and it was enough to kill him. So he was in turn poisoned. He didn't think he was taking some kind of deadly drug for sure.
The DEA Dallas Division says they've seized over 1 million deadly doses of fentanyl in the last 3 years. Salazar has started a nonprofit in honor of her brother Ty, while Brown works to turn her pain into purpose by educating the youth about the dangers of the drug.
We aren't there to scare straight. We don't do that. We are educating. We're giving them the power of the knowledge and the information to make better choices. And hopefully they can see how it's impacted our lives, that they sit there and think, oh man, I don't want to do that to my mom.
Brown urges everyone to carry Narcan on them because she says many people think it won't happen to them until it does. Reporting in Oklahoma City, Grant Palmer, Fox 25 News.
Now, despite efforts to reduce fentanyl trafficking, authorities say they're still seeing a surge in synthetic opioids and overdose deaths. Fox 25's Christina Santiago tells us the concerning trend that is causing OBN to sound the alarm.
A potentially fatal dose of fentanyl is 2 milligrams. Now, we've seized, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, just that our agency alone has seized 52 million milligrams, which means we've seized enough fentanyl to kill 26 million people.
Authorities say most of the fentanyl flooding into the state is produced in labs in Mexico using chemicals sourced from China and trafficked across the border. Serber says almost all of it comes from 2 cartels, the Sinaloa and the Jalisco Nueva Generación. And now authorities are seeing a shift from fentanyl pills to more potent powder forms, often mixed with other deadly substances that are not responsive to Narcan.
Xylazine and nitazenes are the two. They're just not responsive to Narcan. And so that's kind of the danger we have, because Narcan obviously has saved a lot of lives by counteracting the effects of a lot of the opioids that we see, but these other analogs may not be responsive to Narcan, and that just kind of ups the danger.
The DEA says fentanyl is driving most overdose deaths in the United States. And according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the national age-adjusted rate of drug overdose deaths in 2023 was 31.3 per 100,000 people. Oklahoma's rate was lower, 16.7 per 100,000, according to the CDC data compiled by Drug Abuse Statistics. Serber says OBN is taking a multifaceted approach to combat the crisis.
I think the best thing to do to protect the public is a multifaceted approach, which is education. I think having laws and having them enforced. I think that's the key thing that we have.
That was Christina Santiago reporting there. As law enforcement continues to address the fentanyl crisis, their priority remains on protecting the community, especially its most vulnerable members.
A new assessment from OBN reveals Oklahoma's drug problem continues to be on the rise. We got some of the statistics found in that report revealing fentanyl overdoses have increased since 2020, when there were more than 100 deaths compared to 2023 when they saw more than 700. It also found the Bureau seized more than 52 pounds of cocaine in 2023. That's a 45% jump over the last 5 years. The assessment also showed meth still the greatest drug threat in our state, as OBN reported more than 6,000 seizures in 2023. Now, fatal overdoses in Oklahoma also increasing. Take a look at this map from America Health Ranking. Shows Oklahoma ranks 19th in the nation for drug deaths. According to the data, we're also ranked 31st for drug-related deaths for adults 65 years and older and 14th for females. The latest data shows there was more than 1,300 overdoses in Oklahoma in 2023.
The Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics says its agents seized a pound of fentanyl this week. According to OBN, the fentanyl has a street value of more than $100,000. One person is behind bars, and OBN tells us more arrests are expected as the case moves forward.
Winning battles every day that we get a shipment off the streets. We're winning battles every single time we convince a kid not to use drugs. And we're winning battles every single time somebody checks themselves into treatment.
OBN says criminals are spending a fraction of a penny on a pill and then charging $2 each. Any drug activity can be reported at their tip line or Facebook page.
3 people will now spend 26 years behind bars for distributing fentanyl, which resulted in an overdose death. According to public records, Joseph Anderson and Tiffany Stevens distributed the drugs to Caleb Robinson. Robinson then gave the drug to the victim, who died the next day. Investigators say the trio continued to sell fentanyl despite knowing what happened to the victim. The trio will also have 3 years of supervised release. Lawmakers made efforts this session to pass a bill which would have required students to learn about the dangers of fentanyl, known as Raines Law. It would require school districts to integrate instruction on fentanyl abuse into existing substance abuse education programs. Curriculum would include topics like prevention, addiction, and awareness of local and national resources. This measure advanced out of a committee but did not move forward.
And that was your big story breakdown tonight. You can learn more about today's summit and the efforts to reduce fentanyl here in Oklahoma on OKCFox.com.
Plus, you head over to our YouTube page, watch all of our previous big story breakdowns, scan the QR code you see here on your screen, or search OKC Fox.